Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet for November 19th, 2023. This is part 3 of 6. Thanks for watching. We're still in Ultra Member submissions, but I feel like we'll probably finish them up in this part and move on to the standard submissions. We'll see. Let's see what's next. Actually, I believe this video coming up is a follow-up to a discussion we already had on a show previously, and this is a whole video about it. Now, I don't know how graphic this is. If it's bad, we're just going to get past it. But let's see what it is. It's actually a news report.
Disturbing allegations are surfacing in a very unexpected place. A man who was supposed to bring joy and holiness to the Jewish ritual of circumcision is now accused of something unthinkable, spreading a deadly disease to innocent babies.
We talked
News
about
12's
this
Tara
before.
Rosenblum joins us now with her special report, Cradle of Secrets.
It's a topic that not many people want to talk about, but an unlikely whistleblower, a young Orthodox Jewish woman, is now speaking out, claiming a local rabbi is infecting babies, making them sick. And what's worse, she says no one is doing anything to stop him. For centuries, when a Jewish baby boy is born, the ancient ritual of circumcision is performed. But in some ultra-Orthodox communities, religious leaders, known as moyals, also engage in something controversial during the bris. In a practice known as metzitza b'peh, or just
You don't think this is a real news report? This is, right? I think this is. It looked like it was real.
MVP, the moil actually uses his mouth to suck the blood from the infant's penis after he cuts off the foreskin.
Oh my God, we talked about this. That this was a practice or something at one point. Now, I don't know if they still do it, right? But it certainly looked like it's a real practice that they used to do. And I mean, here's the thing. I can understand tradition. By the way, let's get off this frame, shall we?
Some babies involved.
I can understand tradition, all right? I get tradition. I don't understand why tradition persists when times change, right? Like, there's things culturally today, for example, that we absolutely, positively do not believe are right, but things that were historically used to happen, okay? I kid you not. I've seen movies that were considered top-level Hollywood movies, top actors and actresses, where people are wearing blackface. I've seen it. There's this one called Holiday Inn. It's a very classic holiday movie where there's an inn where they perform musical numbers for each seasonal holiday. There's one for Easter. There's one for all of this. There's an entire thing. They're all in blackface. And at that point, everyone was fine with it. There was no problem with it. Today, culturally, we look at that. We're like, that's insane. Like, no, it's so insensitive. It's messed up. Why, you know, if they're going to do that, why not hire African-American actors to do the scene instead of having white people in blackface? It's fucked up, right? So, there's things that change over time. You understand? Cultural things that change. They used to think that smoking was great. Smoking was culturally great. You're hip if you smoke. It's great. Now today, it's like, dude, what are you, crazy? Smoking, you get lung cancer. You die. You're an idiot, right? Okay, in the past, for some weird reason, in their culture, they used to do this practice, right? Does that mean you do it forever just because it's tradition? Or at one point, do you say, okay, times have changed. Knowledge has changed. Cultural norms have changed. Society has changed. Everything has changed. We know this is not good. Things have to change. Stop doing it, right? What? I mean, you don't just keep doing the thing that you know is bad. Now, here's the thing. Don't erase the history. Don't pretend like it never happened. Teach. Explain to people this is how it used to be. Here's why this is not good today in a modern setting, right? Educate. Let people know that the past happened and this is why we don't do those things anymore. That way people learn from the past and will understand the concept of improvement over time. If you hide the past, you can never learn from it and become better. And in fact, if you hide your past, you're destined to repeat it, correct? So in this case, explain what the tradition was, where it came from, but don't keep doing the tradition. There's no point in doing that. There's no, that doesn't do anything, right? We know why this is bad. We know medically it's awful. It's just not, why would you continue with this, right?
in our area, and it's all because of a local rabbi who's alleged to have a sexually transmitted disease.
The rabbis are going to take care of it. They won't let him get away with it.
According to these documents we obtained from the state health department, Rabbi Yitzhak Fisher of Muncie has been tied to at least 3 herpes infections in babies, one of whom died back in 2004. Shortly after the tragic death, Rabbi Fisher was forbidden from practicing NBP in New York. But despite this state-issued ban, one concerned mother tells us the infected moil is still placing innocent lives at risk.
They should be arresting Rabbi Fisher. He should be in jail for murder, for homicide, for infanticide.
This outraged parent, will call Rena, who asked us to disguise her face and voice, claims she can prove Rabbi Fisher is still practicing. And
that's a pretty poor disguise of face and voice. Like, first of all, that voice you could easily with a computer change it back to the original, and that blurring, I mean, if you saw that person on the street, you'd probably figure out just from their build who that is. What a horrible way to disguise their identity. That did not work out very well.
She says she very recently secretly recorded a phone conversation with him in which she requested the rabbi to perform the controversial service.
There's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. I can only do interruptions. It's perfectly okay.
But at one point during the call, Rena questions the safety of oral suction and references the recently reported death of a baby in New York City just last September.
The baby passed away on Rosh Hashanah. It took them 5 months for the health department to convince the medical examiner to add the word oral suction to record the death. The medical examiner did not want to do it. But the newspaper picked it up, it was enough to make the issue.
Were you shocked when Rabbi Fisher told you that?
Shocked is an understatement. It's unbelievable that this goes on, and this man is maiming and killing children, babies.
Yet we found no shortage of Hasidic Jews in Muncie willing to defend the rabbi.
Everybody knows he's an honest person.
And his actions.
We used him and his son in the past, and we've been very happy with him.
Traditionally, it's the right thing to do, and we think he's a good person and he's doing it right.
This is part of our law, what we have to do.
Not so, says Rabbi Yehoshua Krohn.
It makes me cringe.
The 5th-generation Moyle lives just minutes away from Rabbi Fisher, who practices MBP in a very different way.
Judaism mandates that we do this mitzvah, this commandment, but in a way that is na'im, which is sweet, meaning that there is no hurt. The point is that there is no harm to the child. In religious circles where they want the metzitza b'peh, we use only the tube. And for those that want it over and beyond the tube, we'll call someone who will do it that way for them.
But you never know when that someone else could have a sexually transmitted disease.
It's just insane. Like, what? For example, and again, I'm Roman Catholic, so everyone knows this. I've said this before. I grew up Roman Catholic. There are entire books in the Bible, okay, that are like old laws of how to live your life. They tell you how to harvest your crops. They tell you how much you need to give up to God. They tell you about sacrificing animals. They tell you about all these old laws, correct? None of those apply to modern day, right? You don't read the Bible and say, oh, well, I have to go be a farmer now and give my wheat up to God, right? Like that, you understand this is outdated stuff, right? So how on earth do we not understand that this is outdated and you shouldn't be doing this anymore? At one point, maybe it made sense because we were more ignorant people, right? Culturally, we didn't get it. Now we get it. So why would you continue to do it? You know what I mean? Like, I think we can continue on now. I mean, that's just insane that this is it's obviously a true news report. It's wild. It's insanity that humans are so stuck in tradition, they refuse to improve over time. Wow.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Oh, this is how it feels? Here we go. Ow!
New 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
What the hell?
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is going on?
New 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Ow. Oh, no. Oh. Anyway. Well, we have one more Ultra Member submission for the week. About how to make a real pumpkin pie back in the day, huh? Oh my god. Well, at least this is pertinent to the season. Something to take our mind off of what we just saw. If you would ask me, Phil, do you think this week on DSP versus the internet you'll see Spider-Man literally like scrape his balls off on a treadmill? I'd be like, what? But, you know, that's the show. Okay, here we go. So basically, she's going to make a real pumpkin pie with very limited resources. But makeup and a camera, right? With full makeup and a camera crew, but limited resources to make the pie. Yeah, look. Perfectly filmed with perfect lighting. Everything's set up nicely. The truth is, in 1798 or 96, if this was your house, you were rich, right? Like, look at all the shit in this house. The average person didn't have all that. They wish they had all that. A pie pumpkin. The top and bottom. Oh, interesting. The top and bottom. That's a nice, sharp-ass fucking knife right there. That's some serious stuff right there, man. Careful. Take your finger right off. It makes a satisfying sound. It's so sharp. It makes a nice, satisfying sound as you cut with it. Remove the skin. Oh my god. Yeah, this is complicated. Remove the skin of the pumpkin as well. Okay. Top, bottom, and skin. So you've already spent an hour doing this for one pumpkin. Okay. Divide and clean out the seeds. Do you save them for roasting and stuff later, probably, like as another snack? Or food? So here comes the next half hour. Ripping the seeds out. Pumpkins also have a unique smell. I know because I used to carve pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns and stuff. At first, it smells good, but the longer that the pumpkin is opened like that, it gets kind of like worse. If you know what I mean. It doesn't smell as good after time. Like at first when you cut the pumpkin open, you're like, ah, pumpkin. And then after like an hour of like trying to do it, you're like, oh, pumpkin. It's not as good. Do I like pumpkin pie? I'm not in love with it. It's okay to me. I'll have it, but I'm not like, I prefer fruit pie. My wife loves pumpkin pie, and we actually bought a big pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving this week that we have frozen. We're going to thaw it out in a day or two to get it ready. So there's your chunks of pumpkin. You got to boil them now, right, to make them soft. You probably boil them until they turn to like mush. That's my guess. Boiling. Let's see. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, she's adding water, so I think I might be right. Either that or she's gonna drink some pumpkin tea. Now she gives that to the moil, and the moil sucks the pumpkin juice out, and he spits it into the pie crust. Ugh! Ugh! No. So you simmer for half an hour. Okay. You slow cook it in water. Prepare a pie paste to your liking. What does that mean? The dough for the pie? Your mom makes pumpkin soup? Well, that's interesting. This is the dough for the pie crust. Where did she get the flour? Oh, she probably hand harvested the wheat And then she has the flour mill next door where she was pushing and crunching all the wheat, the chaff and everything, and refining and milling the flour down to make that, for sure. Bake for 15 minutes? So okay, this is how they used to bake. So you take a hot pan, look at that, and you put the pie crust in the pan. You have to pre-bake the crust. Very complicated. Isn't this New England and familiar to me? I don't remember ever making a pie like this. No, we just bought one. I never made my own like this. Look at that. That's how you bake. You put it in a container, you put hot coals on top. That's how you bake stuff. Damn. That's old school. Be careful if you're in a wood house and you're putting hot coals on shit. You don't want to drop one and burn your house down. Look how fucking luminescent those are, right? They're like smoldering. Smoldering hot, wow! Smoldering hot coals. Be very careful. So the pumpkin is soft because it's been boiling for, what did they say, half an hour? Yeah. Okay. Strain the pumpkin. Why strain? Because that gets the grittiness out of it, maybe? Yeah. You get all the grittiness and shit out of it, and now it's going to be mushy. Mushy pumpkin filling, right? Okay. Is that enough for the pie, though? Or is she going to add other ingredients, maybe? There is the... What do they call that? Mortar and pestle? But it's not, 'cause it's not stone. So it's a variation on that, using wood. A wooden... What do they call it? The pestle or the mortar? I don't know. There you go. Milk or cream. Eggs. Okay. I assume you're going to beat all this together. Brown sugar. Now, of course, this is all harvested fresh from your own cow, your own chicken. Right? Brown sugar. I guess you have a sugar field nearby to harvest. Nutmeg, you probably got that out of, I don't even know what was it, a tree? Nutmeg tree? I don't know what mace is. I never heard of that. I don't even know what mace is. There you go. Mash it up. So now you get this, like, goo. Pumpkin goo. Okay. Our pie crust is ready. This is how they would lift it. Look at that. They have a tool. It is? That doesn't even look like it's cooked. It still looks uncooked to me. I don't know. That looks gooey. Oh, it's like liquid. Then again, maybe that's what it looks like when you make pumpkin pie. It looks like liquidy before you cook it. I don't know. I've never seen it before. The mortar is the bowl. The pestle is the thing used to mash. So the pestle is the okay. The device, the wooden thing. Got it. So there you go. It looks like soup. Looks like you're putting pumpkin soup inside of Play-Doh. Now trial and error. The original receipt says to lay a lattice on top. Problem, the pie filling is more liquid than modern pumpkin pies. How can a lattice sit on top of it? Do not create a lattice using strips of dough. With time they'll sink and they will become soggy. Okay. No. So she tried it. Yeah, see? Tried it and it didn't work. She tried various things. That's interesting that they tried. So we need to make a lattice out of a single sheet of dough. Alright. With a comb, apparently. I'm marking out a grid using a comb. Okay. Oh, it's a clean comb. Remove every other square. This takes a million years. God damn, just to make a pie would take you a fucking week. Right? Like, god damn, man. Ew. Darziak says poor people use dandruff instead of flour. Oh. That's disgusting. So this is the lattice. So now it's all one piece. So it'll support itself better rather than having the under pieces suck into the pie. I guess this could work. I guess we're going to see. Bake for an hour, okay. Mind the chickens. Huh. A pie of olden times. That looks nothing like modern pumpkin pie, right? They're considering it a pumpkin custard pie, I guess because she added enough ingredients like the egg and stuff that it made it custard rather than just pure pumpkin. It's probably still good. I bet it probably still tastes good. But obviously a far cry from the mass-produced pumpkin pies of the modern day. I mean, this is from, what, 226 years ago? 227 years ago, right? A different technique, right? Interesting. I guess it's all in the taste, too, right? It's all in the taste. It could taste really good. You never know. I never made my own pie, so I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet. That was a timely one. All right, up next, we're actually going to be moving on to the standard member submissions, which is great. So thank you for watching the show. I hope that you are enjoying, and I will see you in part 4. Thanks a lot.